exercise. I'm going to take you through the deflex for today's workout. For our first stretch, we have a split stance calf stretch, 8 reps each side. For this, get into a split stance, both toes facing straight ahead, straighten your back leg, plant your big toe on the ground, and then drop your back heel to the ground. Stretching that back calf muscle, come back up, and back down. Do that 8 times each side. After that, we have our single leg bear down dogs for 8 each side. To perform this one, start by getting in quadruped position on all fours. Brace your core with your hips at neutral. You're going to kick one leg up as you straighten the other and try to get your heel to the ground. Come back, and you can even alternate if you want. Perform that 8 times each side. Next, we have our low lateral slides. For this, get your feet nice and wide. You can turn your toes outwards a little bit if it makes you more comfortable. Brace your core with your hips at neutral. Drop down to one side, and then shift from side to side without changing elevation. You're going to do this 8 times each side. Next, we have our half kneeling quad hip flexor stretch. Get into the half kneeling position. Lay your toe down flat in the back. Proud chest, tight core, hips at neutral. Push yourself forward. Feel that stretch running through your hip flexors down into your quad, and then back. Eight each side. After that, we have our supine internal hip stretch. Lie flat on your back, knees bent, heels out wide, brace your core around neutral, rotate in, hold for 2 seconds, and then come back out. Perform that 8 times. Next, we have our bridge to figure 4 hip stretch. Get on your back with your knees bent, arms out to the side for stability. You're going to brace your core with your hips at neutral, bridge up, cross over, and drop down. Hold for a few seconds at the bottom, and then reset, and you can alternate if you like. Perform that one for 5 each side. After that, we're going to go into our sideline open books. Sideline position, bottom leg straight, top leg flexed to 90 degrees, both hands out in front. Don't brace your core for this one. And just open up and rotate. Make sure your head follows your hand. If your head doesn't rotate, the rest of your torso won't. Perform that 10 times each side. Next, we're going to go into quadruped cat-cow. Get on your hands and knees. Make sure your weight is evenly distributed between all 4 points of contact. And we're going to go cat, cow. Do that 8 times each way. Following the cat-cow, we're going to go into standing shoulder circles, 20 forward, 20 backward. Make sure your shoulder is the dead center of that circle. You can start small and get bigger if you'd like. Again, 20 forward and then 20 backwards. Next, we have side plank from knee with a top hip abduction. Start by finding a good side plank position. You want your elbow directly underneath your shoulder, and I should be able to draw a straight line from your ear down to your heel with no crease in the hip. Plank up onto that knee, brace your core, try to relax your glutes if you can, and then abduct that top leg 10 to 12 times each side. Following that, we have our high prone toe taps. Do this by getting in the high prone push-up position. Make sure your head is slightly out in front of your hands so you know that your hands are underneath your shoulders. From here, you're going to brace your core with your hips at neutral. You take your leg, tap out to the side, and come back. Tap out to the side, and come back. You'll perform that one for 8 each side. Next, we have our mini band squats. So for this, you'll need a mini band. You're going to take your band and put it around your knees. Set your feet shoulder width apart. You can turn them out slightly if that makes it more comfortable. Proud chest, squeeze your core, relax everything else, and just squat, keeping your core tight the entire time. Don't let the band cave your knees in. Keep them tracking over the toes. Perform 12 squats. And then for our final deflex, we have reverse lunge to reach and rotation. Proud chest, tight core. Reverse lunge back so that both knees are at 90 degrees. Reach to the sky and rotate. Reverse lunge back, reach to the sky, and rotate. Perform that 8 times each side, and then you're all done with the deflex.